Dimitri is a scammer. Welcome back to the Tracie Trendy Show. Welcome back, my lovelies. Welcome one, welcome all. Yes, you heard right. Dimitri is a scammer. Yes. I've heard a while ago about this couple in Wisconsin that he conned. Okay? And that was floating around the internet for a very long time. And John Yates interviewed the couple just recently. And man, oh man, oh man, oh man. He did a 2-hour video. Okay, lovelies, I'm gonna give you the Cliff Notes version, okay? So we can all go about our day and stay lovely and sipping our tea and staying cute. So anyway, this is it, okay? So Ken and Susie are the couple in Wisconsin that Dimitri was scamming. He went down to Wisconsin, okay, and he told them he was going to produce a TV show. And that went straight to their heads because they were saying, like, who doesn't want to be on a TV show? Who doesn't want to be on a TV show? And the wife, she always wanted a dream home. And Dimitri even said, you know, the money you make from this TV show, you can have that dream home. Because they live very modestly. It's just a regular old modest home, okay? Regular. And so he moved in with them. It was in that regular house. He was sleeping on an air mattress, okay? So he stayed with them for several months, starting in July. And he never paid for anything. He went out to eat with them every single night and had them pay. Now that should have been some red flags on them. And they said, oh yeah, hindsight, yeah. But anyway, anyhow, let's get on to the story. So while they're filming, you know, Dimitri has, you know, they said he had some good cameras. It looked all professional. According to the wife, they were professional cameras. And he used his Apple phone for some of the filming. So anyway, she was like, I don't know. But anyway, anyhow, he did say he was going to upload them on YouTube. Okay, some of the videos just give up some buzz for this new program. And while they were filming the show and doing all this, that, and the other, Dimitri asked them to give him a truck. And they were like, okay, but it's going to cost you $6,000. You know, we're going to give it to you free, just like you asked. But to build it up, it's going to cost $6,000 in parts. We're not even going to charge you for labor, just the parts. And he agreed, but later on, he started pulling a celebrity card. He said he was a celebrity. He knows people like Chris Brown, Kanye, and Shaq. All right? And they don't pay for anything most of the time. He's a celebrity. And they said while he was at the house, he would always order, you know, if he wasn't dining for free for them, he was going DoorDash. Okay? And at one point, while he was living with this couple, Chrissy and I assume her daughters, because they know the daughters, went down there too to live with this couple for 10 days. And they said she was so sweet, she was the salt of the earth. They would be willing to take her in any day, you know, if she needed it. But they did notice that while Dimitri and Chrissy were living with them, that Dimitri was very demanding and controlling. And they said they never witnessed physical violence, though. But one time, I guess Chrissy was having cramps. They call it feminine issues, but maybe cramps or something. Dimitri gave her one Tylenol and told her that was all she was allowed to have. One. And so that was interesting, okay? So they talked about when she returned home, she grabbed her kids and ran out the gate with Ashley chasing after her. And Ashley was naked. And they were watching this all on the video, on the screen. Because they had many video calls with Ashley. So that kind of confirms what Ari was saying, that Dimitri likes the women naked in the household. But apparently a situation went down in the house probably while Dimitri was on this video call with this couple. So anyway, They said once Chrissy fled, Dimitri shut off her phone and printed out all of her phone records. And he confronted Ken and his wife when he noticed that they were talking to Chrissy. And he wanted to know what they were talking about. So, they were saying that while Dimitri was living with them, he put Ashley and Chrissy on an allowance. Because at this time when Dimitri had moved in with this couple, Taylor was already gone. She was already gone. So it was only 2 sister wives. And he only, according to them, he gave them allowances. And they were wondering why Chrissy left. And he said she was upset because he gave Ashley $1,000, okay, for her allowance and for her kids, but only gave Chrissy $200 or $300 for hers. But we all know that Chrissy left because of the alleged allegations. So, in the meantime, Ken says that Dimitri was continually asking him for the truck. Give me this truck for free, man. Give me this truck for free. And Ken held his ground. He said he kept refusing. And he said once his time, this is going back and forth. He kept begging and begging. I guess he was trying to break down Ken. And Ken held his ground. And he said that was the first time he saw Dimitri just like a switch went off. He started getting very physical and started yelling and screaming at him. Maybe kind of chest bumped him and everything else. And he was screaming, according to Ken, like a maniac. So he described it as a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde situation. And he's pretty sure, now Ken's pretty sure he wanted the truck for free so he could turn around and sell it. And of course, if you're going to have an altercation with someone, by this time, your whole relationship, so Dimitri's relationship with his couple is already souring. And so what may you ask about the TV show? So, Dimitri approaches the couple again. And this time he's telling them, because I think that they know that Dimitri's flat broke. And I don't know why the red flags didn't come up sooner. They say, oh yeah, that was a red flag, that was a red flag. But anyway, he wouldn't be living for me as a producer. Or he finds himself an own place, he feeds himself. But anyway, the layers of Dimitri being able to afford this truck is kind of evaporating. So Dimitri approaches them with, hey, you want to be on Sister Wives? And they're like, we're not polygamous. We don't believe in that lifestyle. He said, it doesn't matter. TLC does not care. You can fake it all the way. And apparently they probably frequent this restaurant. Dimitri goes because he gets there, eats for free. And there's a black waitress. He says, why don't you why don't you bring her in? Why don't we all bring her in? And you guys pretend like you're pursuing her as a potential sister wife. And they're like, no, she's half our age, and we're not even part of that culture. But Dimitri says, fake it till you make it, and you will definitely be accepted because you'll be the first interracial, polygamist on the show. TLC will eat it up. They will eat it up. And I guess, of course, Dimitri said, hey, and he'll, tip his hat in their direction for TLC to accept them as the first interracial polygamist. But Ken says Dimitri became vindictive and mean, and he didn't have much rational thought. Like sometimes his thought process started becoming irrational. But before, he was so charming, and he could sell ice to an Eskimo. He was so charming, but and charismatic when they first met him, though. But that veneer started wearing off. And they asked Dimitri, how was he, I think the wife asked, Susie asked him, how was he able to rent a house in California that they see on the show? Because it's cost $6,000 a month. And he said he could afford it because he was selling apps that he created. And because the wife says she never understood what he did for a living. And now she thinks it was all a con. He pays for that rent because he's conning everybody. I'm on the fence on that one, people, because I think he's got a brilliant mind, even though it's warped. It's a brilliant mind. He makes money because I still believe when he was working for schools and he was selling this program. So I believe he does a little something, something. You know, if he sells something, he's good. If he's not, he's going to go off and start scamming people. That's what I truly think. Because $6,000 is a lot to come up with every month. And then I include utilities and food and everything else. So when things were getting very testy at the household of Ken and Susie, Dimitri started calling up Ashley and told her to start shipping his guns to Wisconsin. And, you know, that kind of makes, why are you trying to bring guns in my house is probably what Ken is thinking. And Dimitri is also trying to get Ken to buy him a gun. Okay? And so Ken was getting very worried now of what Dimitri was capable, because now Dimitri is irrational in his thought. And he noticed that, Ken started noticing that his computers are starting acting funny, and his social medias too. And he said that was multiple times. So I said that brilliant mind of, and that warped but brilliant mind of Dimitri is very good in technology. So I believe he can sell a few things. But there are some lean years, and he does what he does to help himself keep afloat. But while they were with him, just like while Ari was living with him, he didn't have a dime and to his name. Even though he gives the impression that he's well off, they said that he didn't even have money to fly home to California. So they had him sell one of their buses, and he got enough money to for a plane ticket home. But at that point, Dimitri had stayed with them for 4 months. 4 months, and he would order DoorDash when they weren't going to eat out. And only occasionally would he buy his own food. When he would work an odd job or two, he would occasionally buy his own food. That's why I said when he has money, he has money. But when he's lean, he's going to be knocking on somebody else's doors and squeezing a lemon, basically squeezing the juice out of them. And Ken had, according to the thing, let me read on my notes. Ken had to release a press release regarding no longer having any affiliation with Dimitri. So Ken stated that Dimitri told them that Chrissy had filed a restraining order, and he gave them a specific date. And he was like, oh, no, that couldn't have happened. You guys were on an air mattress, and the air mattress, of course, doesn't have a headboard. So he was, sympathetic to Dimitri at that point, because he gave them that one specific date. And that one specific date, they were living in Wisconsin. So, they said that he's good at playing the wounded bird, He's very good at playing the victim. And they initially felt bad for him, thinking Christy was falsely accusing him of domestic violence. And they said that Dimitri tried to get him to sign some papers saying he was innocent of domestic violence, but they refused until they looked it over with an attorney. And that got Dimitri upset. And they said that at that point, Dimitri kept calling Chrissy a bunch of names. Ken said he was afraid of his life around Dimitri. He also revealed that he's the one that leaked the news about the restraining order to TMZ. But he waited till Dimitri got back home. Okay, he waited till he landed back into California before he even thought about calling TMZ. And so he gave them information. And they asked Ken, how much did he want? How much money would he want to be paid for this story? And he said he didn't want anything. All he wanted was a copy of the restraining order. That part I do. I'm raising my. I don't believe that. I just don't believe that. Okay. TMZ got money. You're not gonna let them. You're not gonna ask for a little bit of change. Yes, you let Dimitri suck you dry. He sucked them so dry they're $100,000 in debt because of Dimitri. All right, because they got this truck. They spent $60,000 in parts. They're out $100,000 according to them. So yes, I don't understand why you don't ask TMZ for some money, at least $1,000 or something, because they got it. Okay. So anyway, TMZ agreed to give them the restraining order. But TMZ put that public for everyone and their mama to see. So they put the story out and gave Ken a copy of the restraining order. They then sat down, Ken and Susie sat down and read it and realized the date in question that Dimitri told them about the headboard banging situation, that was not the date. And there were multiple instances of domestic violence. But let's back up a little bit. They said that when Dimitri went back to California, he told them that Ashley was leaving him. And she wanted to leave him, that she wanted a year separation. Okay? And that kind of supports what those screenshots that Ari was showing on the previous video, what I was talking about in the previous video. That she wanted to leave him because she wasn't down with that kinky, she wasn't down with backdoor stuff, okay? She wasn't. And she felt like she let him have everything, multiple wives, and it was more and more stuff. So she wanted a year separation. So he was worried that Ashley was going to leave. So he sent, once he landed in California, he sent a text to Ken and Susie saying that Ashley had left with the kids, but Ken doesn't know if that's really true or not. He said that Ken said that the whole Chrissy situation, he witnessed Dimitri having to talk by phone to TLC legal team, and that he would come out of the meetings, like he was untouchable or something. He was coming out there saying he's TLC cash cow, and there's no way TLC would cut ties with him and Ashley. So, and in fact, they were going to give them their own show. And that TLC was going to bury Chrissy. So Ken said to that this is another time he's just fearful of Dimitri and his, what he'll do to his family. He says Dimitri is very calculating, and that he said Dimitri, a certified letter stating that he is not welcome back in his home in Wisconsin because he fears Dimitri is very dangerous. So they came out very believable. I do think they got a dime from TLC though. And they're just trying to bring awareness to what Dimitri is about, and they want it to be known that Chrissy's telling the truth, and they don't want, he has 2 daughters. Ken has 2 daughters, and he doesn't want something happening like that to his daughters. So, anyhow, you can see that there's Google's, you can look at these YouTube snapshots of their whole little show that they're trying to, to pitch to TLC. The thing goes on and on and on. Let me go back more then. See, this is the point. This is the point. See, where he's talking about Dimitri did have clients, okay? Sometimes I think it didn't work out. Maybe the app situation, whatever he was building for him, he get upset with his customers, because this is according to Ken now. Because Susie doesn't think he has a job. I believe Dimitri does a little something online. But he would get mad with his clients, and he would use ethnic slurs, even for the ones that paid him a service. And we're questioning Dimitri about the timeline of when they're going to receive certain things in there, whatever they were asking for. He said he also saw Dimitri editing his Wikipedia page. He saw Dimitri has fake profiles. And, let's see, whatever. He has fake profiles turning people against Chrissy. And told them Chrissy was just trying to get citizenship. Though, according to Ken, she told him directly, and that's on the GoFundMe page too, that Chrissy just wants to go back home to South Africa because she misses her father. She said that her father doesn't even know they're married because she was too scared to tell her father that she got married over here. And according to Ken, he said that he talked to another business owner that said that he was scammed by Dimitri as well. And in conclusion, Ken and Susie said that if Dimitri approaches you about business, turn and run away, people. Turn and run away. He said that resume is just BS. And, they talked to attorney about about filing a protective order, but they don't have enough evidence against Dimitri because everything was said to them verbally and not written. So basically, people were asking could they help out this couple, and they said they just want, if they want any help, it's just to help Chrissy. Okay, so I kind of, believe it, that they just want to help Chrissy at this point. They said they have been in contact with Chrissy, but told her do not give them her location or her phone number because they are fearful that Dimitri can come back into their phones and computers and hunt her down. So that is all the tea, my lovelies. Whew, what do you think about that? What do you think about that? That Dimitri stays busy. Oh my goodness. He's got something up there, not clicking right. He needs to see something to get it fixed. Right, people? Drop me a line. Drop me a line. What do you think about that? And if you haven't already, subscribe. If you have subscribed, hit the notification bell so you can keep continuing getting this tea, my lovelies. All right. I'll see you guys on the flip side.